Here we go. We are going to look at the doc interview. It's been almost 3 weeks since you were banned from Twitch. I imagine that's been very frustrating. I would love to start with just hearing what's been going on behind the scenes with you. What's been going on these past few weeks? Sure. I mean, well, a lot of stuff, obviously. You know, while it's unfortunate that I'm off Twitch, we're definitely working behind the scenes on what a doctor return might look like. In terms of the specifics around that, we're not interested in exclusive at this point. We're exploring our options and honestly just can't wait to get back into character soon. We have a lot to do and I'll be wherever fans want me to be, and you know, that's been our approach. So if he's even considering a return, it's like, for example, if they found out that Doc was actually a secret serial killer, they would not be talking about a return because it's that bad. So I feel like if they knew what it was, so there's like a number of options, okay? So let's say they know what it was. If they know what it was, and then they just kind of, they still think that he can return back to streaming, then it would imply that what he did wasn't that bad. Does that make sense? Because if what he did was that bad, then they would not be planning a return. But if they don't know what he did, then they could say that they're planning a return because they don't know what happened. When you say that you're not interested in exclusive, can you clarify that? Well, let's just say that all the cards are on the table. I'm glad that he decided to give this interview in character. I'm more focused on just making sure whatever we do next, whether it's the platform move or not, that it's the right decision for the community and the Champions Club that follows me. And that makes sense for what I want to continue to accomplish in this with this character in terms of taking things to the next level, whether it's streaming or outside of streaming, so just being conscientious of that decision. In a follow-up email, Beam clarified that he's even considering streaming independently on his championsclub.gg website, in addition to other big options like YouTube and Facebook. I think YouTube is the only acceptable platform for a streamer to move over to. Or more popular, maybe, possibly even bigger. Like YouTube, a lot of people sleep on YouTube. Everybody's always sleeping on YouTube. But what you guys gotta remember is that YouTube, over 2 billion logged in users visit YouTube every month, and every day people watch over 1 billion hours of YouTube videos, right? How many people go to Twitch every day? 15 million. YouTube is astronomically larger than Twitch. Like, it's like 400% larger. It is way fucking more, okay? It's way fucking more. Given the connection that you have with your audience and how important that is, I'm sure that you can appreciate that there's been a lot of concern and worry over the past few weeks. Why didn't you just give people an update just to say hi, even if you had nothing really concrete to say? Well, to be honest, okay, so we got the news, you know? It was a total shock. Imagine just going to work one day and the door is closed and you can't get inside and you've been told that you were fired. Fuck yeah, claim unemployment, man. Dude, I used to dream about that shit. Anyway, let's go ahead. And you're giving a reason why? You know, yeah, you're not giving a reason why or anything. Yeah, and so for me, this is just an initial shock. The way I discovered it too was on a buddy's stream, and some of the features started turning off while I was just in the chat and everything. And then all of a sudden, social media was blowing up. I got the call with my team, and after one quick email, it was all over. Do you guys think this is true? Because like I want to make sure, like, I'm skeptical. I'm 100% skeptical. I got on the call, it was all over. At that particular moment, it was more of just kind of shocked, like, what just happened, you know? Both my wife and I are just like, what's going on? So that's kind of how initially, how things went down. And then from there, you're just sort of digesting it. You're not getting any answers. So that's kind of why I wouldn't have known what to say, you know? We put out that one tweet, our statement, and that's kind of where things are at. Okay. I understand that, yeah, I mean, I could not imagine like him just like not knowing. But fuck, like I don't know. Like this is like, how does he not know? Like I just it seems so ridiculous. So here is why I think him not knowing could make sense. And I'm not saying this is what it is, but this is a way that I could see it making sense. Listen to this. If Twitch had somebody come to them with an allegation against Doc, and Twitch preemptively banned Doc before doing a formal investigation for whatever reason, and they banned him because they judged the allegation's severity and its veracity to be real and true, and they banned Doc because of the allegation, and they're not telling anybody, including Doc, in order to protect the person who put the allegation forward's identity. That is the only way that I can see this making sense. That is the only way I can see this making sense. I don't know. That's all I can go with. That's my best guess. Let me read this. I understand that you have a lot of business arrangements to consider too, like a TV show that you're working on with Skybound. I can imagine it's scary to be in this position where your main platform has been sort of yanked out from underneath you. Yeah, I mean, there's obviously a lot of stuff that's in terms of thinking, like, yeah, that's all going through your mind. For me, it was pretty tough to I had to get off social media. That's probably a good idea. I mean, just to see all the speculations and theories, things that my name has been surrounded with. And it was all just really heartbreaking at a certain extent because we worked so hard to get to this point. But just so you know, we're ready to go. Okay. We're excited to take the next steps, and I'm really focused on the community for now. We've got a lot of fun stuff planned, a lot of projects that are in the works, and yeah, continue on, baby. And Twitch just cut off contact from you. They've never provided you a reason for the ban. He says, yeah. I mean, like, it's a simple answer. It's a very simple answer, and I prefer that. I like those a lot. Yeah, okay. Bullshit? I don't know. Like, I really... Like, it would just be so bad if they found out he was lying about this. It seems crazy to me to ban one of its most famous, popular streamers and not even tell them what they did wrong. Yeah, that's kind of mind-blowing thing about all of this. Obviously, for legal counsel, I have to be careful here. But I can say, however, that I will not be returning to Twitch. So, I mean, that's it. That is a Sag. That is a Sag. You hate to see it. Sure, I'm not a famous streamer, but if I was a famous streamer and I got banned for no reason, especially considering the DrDisrespect character and who he is, I think my response would be to get out on social media and shout from the rooftops like, hey, this is really unfair. I'm curious why you haven't done that. Well, I mean, I'm trying to take the best and appropriate steps as possible. And there are things behind the scenes in terms of from a legal standpoint that, you know, I can't, that's where it's at. So the lawyers said for him not to do that. I don't want to go on social media and say the wrong thing or the right thing or whatever it is. And like, we made our statement and that's, you know, that's where things are at now. As we build the game plan to make this Doc comeback, I still think that's still kind of in the works in terms of what the vision looks like. I'm working with my creative team, the graphics, and we're going to take the whole Doc 3.0 experience to the next level. Was 2.0 after he cheated on his wife? Oh god. They really should have. They should have fucking found another phrase besides that. Like, that's so bad to put that. That's so bad because that's the first thing you think of. It's like the 3.0. The first thing you think of is what was 2.0. I don't know. Maybe it's me. That's the first fucking thing I think of. Wait a minute. Wait, what was 2.0? Oh yeah, that's right. Whenever he cheated on his wife. Yeah, of course, man. Belliger. Oh yeah. Yeah, right. This is the song. Of course it is. The bathroom. Wait, yeah. Yeah, it is the bathroom. So it would be actually the 4.0. Yeah, this is the Doc 4.0 experience. I don't know, man. Anyway, let's go to the next one, all right? So are you able to confirm that legal action is taking place? Are you taking legal action against Twitch? We are considering taking legal action. Okay. When do you think you might, if ever, have a definitive answer as to the reason of why you were banned? Honestly, we just don't know. DrDisrespect is a very controversial character, and I don't need to tell you that. It's almost baked into who he is as a person. Do you think that Twitch singled you out because maybe it felt like you were just too controversial for the platform? Honestly, I don't know. You know, I've been very transparent. He did the word. He did the fucking word, dude. Oh my god. Okay, with those around me in my community over the past few years, yes, he has. I'm not a perfect person. I've made some mistakes. Yeah, we've heard about that. You've told us that before. But if anybody knows me, follows me, I've stepped up and taken full responsibility each and every time. And behind the scenes, behind the curtains, a lot of people don't understand how much work I put into becoming a better person for myself and my family, as well as the business. That is true. Doc has come out and he's apologized for all of the dumb things that he's done. And that's pretty much it. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like, yeah, he apologized for he's taking responsibility for that, for the bathroom thing. Like, yeah, I don't know. Like, that's pretty much it, right? And so, yeah, that's actually true. I'm committed in investing and continuing to be a better person and investing in creative projects around the Doc. My focus now is just continuing the momentum and returning to my chair, hanging out with the Champions Club, and launching a couple of fun, creative experiences. Yeah, that's where we're at. Sure, and I want to talk about that. But first, you did recently ruffle a few feathers after sharing a video during a stream of Dr. Thomas Crowan, and he was talking about some coronavirus theories. You've been open recently and sharing some of your own thoughts about coronavirus and even relating it to things like the 5G networks. Even on your last stream, you were talking about David Icke and his documentary. I'm curious, in bringing up those thoughts, and I think it's okay to call them controversial, did that ever result in Twitch saying anything to you or warning you? No. I mean, that's not it. Like, it's just not it. Okay? It's just not it. So you don't think that might be the cause? I don't think so. In fact, and then immediately the public, he's like, you know what? David Icke was right. That fucking 5G shit, like, you know, he was about to go off, dude. He's like, in fact, and another thing. Wait, I just thought of something right here, dude. Like, just right there, just immediately cut his ass off. Beam's publicist. We're getting really close to dangerous territory here. So if you know, Doc, why don't we don't know why Twitch banned him, and there's no formal warnings or reprimand or on record. That's all legal is going to let him say. Okay. I just have one question that's semi-related because there's also this current climate online of people coming forward to share stories of sexual harassment and abuse in the games industry. Twitch recently has banned several streamers who have been outed as sexual harassers, abusers, and otherwise toxic individuals. To your knowledge, is your Twitch ban a result of someone alleging that you harassed, abused, or assaulted them in any way? It's a pretty dangerous question. And he said, listen, I'm not interested in engaging in crazy speculation. I've seen all the theories. I've seen all the possible conspiracies. And I'm just like, I'm not interested in engaging with that type of stuff. I have a great community of loyal fans. And I'm totally focused on getting back to delivering great, entertaining content. And that's where the focus is. Didn't say no. That doesn't mean that he said yes. Why not say no? Probably because they told him not to. Because they don't know. Here's the thing. They don't want him to say something that might damage their chance at getting a lawsuit or clearing his name. So they told him not to say things that are controversial. Like, let's be real, okay? Saying that coronavirus is created by 5G and that you're watching a David Icke documentary is not even in the same universe as sexual harassment by people. Nobody gives a fuck about this. This is funny to people. This isn't funny. That's the difference. Okay, let's switch gears a little bit. Then let's talk about the reboot. What can you tell me about what you're looking to do now? Ah, man, you're gonna have to tune in to find out. That's part of the fun. I think that's one of the Doc's things, is doing these cool projects and these little surprise events that are involved. Whether it's directly through a stream or a combination of social media and a stream, but fans should expect Doc 3.0. We're launching new cinematics focused on pushing the envelope, just like we've tried to ever since the start of streaming, and that's the focus. Okay. Sounds fine to me. Why would a PR firm interrupt the 5G question and not sexual allegation question? Because they could see that Doc was about to talk about it further, and they probably hadn't told him what to say in that situation. So they thought that whenever he said, in fact, whenever he said that, I think that the PR person, like a warning sign went off in their head, and they thought, oh my God, he's gonna say something that's gonna make us look bad somehow. So it was the fact that he said that, and that's why they stopped it, right? In fact, is like, for example, if you watch a Joe Biden interview, and whenever Joe Biden gives a speech, whenever he says, and another thing, he's about to say something really fucking stupid. And you know what else? Then it's gonna be something really fucking stupid. And another thing, I got hairy legs. Yeah, so you just know that, like, the moment that he says that word, man, and he goes into that phrase, boom, that's it. And like, so they know that with Doc. And so it's like, imagine how much better Joe Biden's interviews would be if he had a publicist that was like, and Joe Biden goes, you know what? And another thing. And then, no, don't tell him about corn pop. That was like 30 years ago, 50 years ago, probably 400 years ago. Like, they don't need to know about that. Okay. All right. So I'm running for president, and that's it. Yeah, it would be fine, man. Trump's like, believe me, yeah, everybody has that. Everybody fucking has that. So that's why. That's why it was different. It's a phrase that leads into a tangent that could be damaging. That's why. And probably because they briefed him on talking about the sexual assault stuff and not the 5G stuff, because it doesn't really matter. I can see why it would be exciting, especially for your fans, because there's always been these controversies that you've gone through, and you've always seemed to lead to a big evolution of who DrDisrespect is. You keep saying 3.0. Is this going to feel like a new and reimagined DrDisrespect? I don't want to go into the details of what it means, but when you start to look at potential projects outside of the streaming space, and then you combine those with the character in the streaming space, I think you're going to see his universe open up a lot bigger. And that's probably the best way that I could describe it. So Doc for a while, for the past like 3 years, has tried to break out and be more of like a mainstream celebrity. You saw that with like his collaborations with other like more traditional news sources and stuff like that. Yeah, this is the Doc extended, the Doc extended universe, exactly. Wait, it sounds like the Marvel Cinematic, oh, there we go. It sounds like the Marvel Cinematic Universe type thing that you're planning. That'd be the goal, that'd be the goal. Okay, well, yeah, there you go. DrDisrespect, stupid character. Well, regardless of what you think about the character, right? There's plenty of stupid characters that are out there, okay? But the point that I'm making is that, like, there are people that like Doc. I mean, like, I think a lot of wrestlers are dumb, okay? Like, a lot of the wrestling personas are dumb, too. But people eat that shit up. So I don't know why you can't have Dr. Disrespect, too. Well, it's always felt very avant-garde that you had created this idea of playing essentially a WWE villain on a streaming platform. It felt very novel. I can imagine it's exciting to see the idea take shape and grow bigger. Yeah, it's been really exciting. I've been surrounded by great people on a great team, and we've been working really hard to try to get to this point, you know, over the past couple of years. And yeah, I'm just really excited for the future. I think that probably, yeah, the guy wants to just get past this. You know, from a fan's perspective, this is very interesting. Well, that's why the publicist contacted PcGamer to do the interview, because they wanted to excite the fans about it, and that way to generate hype for the people that like Doc to expect for him to come back. That's why they did it. Definitely, there was one thing I wanted to talk to you about to set the record straight, and that is the final moments of your last stream on Twitch. People really latched on and analyzed those few minutes of you signing off because it seemed very out of character. You're watching these clips, and then all of a sudden, your tone changes. Are you able to tell me what happened there? Again, I've seen all the types of theories and speculations out there, and it's gut-wrenching and disheartening, but in terms of that particular piece, I could speak directly to, like, it was just, I was in a moment of where I was just kind of taking in what's going on in the world, you know? If people had context of the clip that was going into it, and what was coming out of it, like, wait, what is he saying? Wait, what is he saying here? If people had context of that clip going into it and then coming out of it, like, all I was talking about was just the state of the world that we're dealing with the protests and the coronavirus and everything that was happening, it's just like, man. And at that particular moment, I think I had just going through, you know, like a break, like, when can we break this funk of 2020? It was just me being real on stream. And that's pretty much the context of it. I don't think that's true. Yeah, I don't think, that doesn't sound true at all. Yeah, that's weird because I don't know. I mean, like, maybe it is. Like, I can't read his mind, but I wouldn't bet on it being true. Like, I'd say it's under 50% true. I'd assume that it's not. It was weird because, like, he wasn't even talking about the protests or about coronavirus hardly at... I guess, I mean, he kind of was with the David Icke book. I don't know. I mean, but he was watching a Roblox video. Like, who watches a Roblox video and then thinks to himself, we need better accountability for police officers in the United States of America. We need to make sure that we can reduce this racial injustice that's been happening. Like, who goes from that to that? I don't know. Like, it's such a jump. It's such a massive jump. Dude, Roblox is deep, dude. I don't know, man. I dare you to watch your audience, tell your audience to go watch David Icke. Okay, you want to use some... I'm going to activate logic. I'm going to activate logic on you, okay? David Icke is not deplatformed from YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Alex Jones is. I have multiple times memed around about having an InfoWars sticker about Alex Jones and made plenty of jokes about him and told you guys many times my mom watched him and I've seen him many times. So, logically, if David Icke is beyond the pale for Twitch, based off of the judgments based on social media about David Icke, then Alex Jones would be further beyond the pale for Twitch because he's been banned from other platforms. And if that was the case, then I would have received the same punishment or even a worse punishment for talking about Alex Jones, more so than Doc would have received a punishment for talking about David Icke. Anyway, let's go to the rest of this. Okay, is it pretty normal for you to break character like that during your streams? Yeah, I would say so. Whether it's... Oh shit, yo, this shit's working again! Oh, fuck! Okay, yo, my shit was fucked up, but now it's not, man. I thought they shut me down. I actually did. I went to go check my Twitter. Okay, we're fine. Give me a minute. I'm gonna turn this shit off, then we're gonna start the stream back up. I don't know what the fuck just happened. My mom's right. The reptilian overlords are trying to get me, guys. I'll be on in just a minute, okay? I've got to make sure that I put on my Shungite meteor things. Okay, we're good. Wow, that was a real cock. The Doc tweet? The doc did not tweet, dude. I don't think I can show it on stream. I'm pretty sure I can't because he's banned. I'm like 90% sure I can't show it on stream. Wait, he did tweet. It's a silhouette. I'm watching it right now. What the fuck? What do I even say with this, man? Let me drop some logic on you, Doc. I don't know, man. What do I even say? I could tell him never stop going big dick. How about that? That sounds good. Or maybe I should go with that, dude. Never stop. Never. Never stop going big dick, Doc. Okay, we're good. Wait, what if... What if it was an allegation I said? Oh shit. I put it out, dude. Check out the PcGamer interview. Okay, well let me just go down to the rest of it, okay? Here it is. Everyone was watching the clip like, this is the moment that he found out, but you're saying that it was completely unrelated. I'm sure you can appreciate how suspicious that looked in hindsight, having the final clip of your final moment on Twitch captured like that. Yeah, it's interesting timing for sure. It's interesting timing? Bro, that sounds like a response that Ian would give whenever Bellier asks an intrusive question about the lore. It's interesting for sure? What's he gonna say after that? Perhaps? You said earlier that you're not interested in an exclusive deal, but is there a specific platform that you're looking to migrate to in the near term? Oh no, we're just focused on the doc's return. We haven't made any decisions on platforms. We're not looking into any, we're not interested in looking for an exclusive or any of that stuff. All the cards are on the table. And again, I'm just making sure that the decision that we make and the route that we take is the correct route for the community to follow in. And I think that's the most important, is the Champions Club. True. They want to see the doc back, and I want to get back, and yeah, we've definitely got some decisions to make. It's interesting because your streaming career has had a lot of ups and downs, maybe more so than any other big streamer I can think of. I don't know, like, I've had some pretty bad moments too. Like, I've taken more breaks than Doc. I can think a part of that feels very on brand for DrDisrespect as a character to get into these tough situations and persevere, but how does this affect you personally? Oh, they absolutely affect me. They certainly affect me on a personal level. I've been challenged with anxiety for the past, high levels of anxiety I've never experienced in my life for the past couple of weeks, simply because it's like, what the heck is going on? You know, like, what happened? It's like, yeah, absolutely. I mean, of course they affect me. I mean, I think that goes without saying, right? Part of the thing about being someone in my position is just kind of knowing that and knowing how to deal with them and in a real authentic way and making myself become knowledgeable of why I made the mistake and then bettering myself from that. And that's exactly what I've done with each sort of instance that has occurred. Each sort of instance that has occurred. That's one way of saying it. Not just as doctor, but my whole life, you know? Yeah, I think that's pretty obvious, you know? You're talking about how hurtful it's been seeing social media speculation and stuff like that. That must be a challenge because you are a public figure and you have a connection with an audience online, millions of people, and that's necessary to make DrDisrespect successful. But at the same time, you're now in a position where that obligation has to be online. Seeing people say those things is really harmful. How do you compartmentalize that part of your life? Well, it's an easy answer for that. I walk away from the studio right into my house. I look at my family, my wife and my daughter, and the people that I'm surrounded with and the team that I'm surrounded with. And within terms of that part, we're in such a good position. We're in such a good state in life. And I feel so good about that. And to me, that's what's the most important. So that's good. I mean, that's the best. That's the most healthy way to look at it. Is like you just get away from it. You spend time with family and with other people. Like, that is my best advice. Like, what Doc is saying here is what I would tell anybody who's having these kinds of problems, okay? It's absolutely true. Making an obvious wrong choice still isn't an honest mistake. Well, no, he made a mistake, right? Doc's made tons of mistakes. He's done tons of bad shit. But just because he's done the bad shit doesn't mean that he has to reconcile that every single time that he talks about it. I think it's okay to let people move past things. I mean, the only person that really should be judging that is his wife, right? And if she's moved past it, then I don't see why other people can't too. That's all there is to it. Okay, let's see here. One facet of the story, as I'm sure you're aware of this, is that there are people coming forward and saying they know the reason why you're banned. For example, Slasher was on a stream just yesterday saying he knows why you were banned, but he doesn't want to say because he fears it could make him the target of a defamation lawsuit. What do you make of that? Listen, again, I'm not interested in engaging with any sort of that stuff or any crazy speculation. I'll say it again. I have a great community of loyal fans, and I'm totally focused on getting back to the Champions Club and delivering great, entertaining content. So this is what you like to call a Control-C, Control-V. That's a copy-paste. You take the answer, and then you copy paste that shit right in there. You're like, boom, boom, there it is. Yeah, that is a copy paste, and I think that's obviously a good decision for him, obviously, to do this. Makes sense, and I get that. And or in the dodge from Ian, yeah, it's pretty good. It's the same question. Yeah, I know, that's basically it. But I don't think Slasher, the reason why Slasher's a smart guy, okay? Like, he's not gonna say what it is because he can't guarantee that he's right. And if he's not right and he says something that could be damaging to Doc could sue him because it could be defamation, because it gives people the idea of what it was. So that's why he's not saying it. And that's obviously it. That's what makes sense. Slasher doesn't know. Well, even if he does know, he wouldn't prove it, okay? That's what makes sense. Okay, let's see. All right, this is the end of it. Okay, but have you made any attempt to understand what he's talking about? Like, if someone had dirt on me, even if I knew it was total bullshit, I would at least want to know what they thought they knew. Have you tried to contact him or any of his affiliated parties? No, he says no. At this point, my interview time with Beam was up and we said our goodbyes. Though we know more about the specifics regarding Beam's ban and the plans for the future, the biggest questions about what happened and why remained unanswered. We'll continue chasing this story as new developments arise. What does this mean? What does this mean? Slasher tweet? Oh, great. Oh, now Slasher tweeted. Okay. Reminder, Doc is free to stream on another platform like YouTube. It will not be officially endorsed or partnered with YouTube. Okay, well, that doesn't mean anything. Yeah, it doesn't mean anything at all. Yeah, okay. All right, there we go. Kind of hate that you and others know what happened and yet it's somehow been kept quiet for this long. Yeah, I know, Cavo. You hungry for drama? You hungry for another fucking crumb, you little bitch? Well, guess what? You gotta wait till tomorrow whenever Doc tweets out another ambiguous, ominous message. And he's gonna talk about how great his community is and how much he loves the Champions Club and how things are gonna happen and Doc 3.0. And know what you're gonna say after that? You know what you're gonna say after that? Kinda hate that you and others know what happened and yet it's somehow been kept quiet for this long. You're gonna say that again.